Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today we have more Wuthering Waves news. Now, if you guys don't know, this game just dropped 2 days ago and the reception to it hasn't been the greatest thing ever. There have been some positive, some negative. As for my own thoughts, I've had a lot of fun in this game so far. I've been exploring the entire map, unlocking everything. I just unlocked some of the difficult end-game content and I've been trying a lot of that out and I've been having a ton of fun. But that's not everybody. And today, Kuro Games has responded to everybody's criticism by doing one thing. They gave us, if I check our mail, yes, we did get a free 10 pull because they got all the player feedback. They were aware of all the lagging, and so they gave us a free 10 pull. And then I'm not sure if this is a glitch or not, but I also have another free 10 pull for the open beta. I'm not sure if this is a glitch. I didn't even participate in the open beta, but sure, another free 10 pull. Yeah, this second one must be a glitch. I actually have no idea. Did everybody get this? I don't know. But anyways, there's more that we're getting than just those free 10 pulls. An article has just dropped on Britain suggesting that we may get a free 5-star selector. Now, why is this? Well, obviously because of all the issues, but apparently there's even more issues than even I'm aware of. Now, if you don't know, the basis of all these issues is mostly noted from mobile players. Mobile players have had a terrible experience thus far, which I'm going to make a bit of a hot take. I don't think this game was made for mobile. I'm going to be honest. I'm just visualizing it in my head. If you have your phone, because there's so many different mechanics you can do, right? You have to do the jump and the jump dodge and the cancel, intro, outro skills. You have to go to 1, 2, 3 characters. I mean, I just don't know how you do that on mobile. That must suck. But the mobile interface aside, I actually haven't played it myself, so I can't really judge it. People have been having a lot of issues. Here's just a couple of the screenshots that we've been seeing on Twitter. You got the one here with somebody phasing into a wall, and then we have another one where they just can't get the screen to turn upright. I mean, this one isn't the biggest deal. Just hold your phone a different direction. And then this is of course the extreme lag, but to be fair, this person looks like they're probably playing on like an iPod Pro. But yeah, no, that experience does look terrible. But I'm gonna just say it like this: can you really fault the developers if you're playing that on like an iPhone 6? Like, obviously it's gonna lag. But that's just my opinion. I don't think this game's made for mobile, but obviously they have to have a mobile interface just because of the amount of people who play on mobile. Mobile is a very big part of the player base in Asia, and also mobile is just the most accessible resource for mostly children because most kids don't have huge gaming setups unless their parents are really rich. So that is a huge part of their player base that they'd be losing out on if they didn't make a mobile interface. So yes, the mobile interface has had a lot of issues. That's just an objective fact. People on mobile have not had a good experience thus far. But I think what a lot of people forget is that even when Genshin first dropped, it had issues. And I think we might be reflecting a little bit too much on the bad now. I think that's just something that a lot of people do. Is you won't see people going, wow, this game's so great, I had a good time. People always want to talk about the negatives, which is honestly just a common thing among gaming. People always want to talk about the negatives before talking about the positives, but we can't forget that other games have had similar issues. Does anybody else remember when Tower of Fantasy dropped? That game was dog crap day one. To be fair, it still is. But that aside, Genshin also had issues day one as well. I think the only game I've ever seen that has had 0 issues day one, I think was Honkai Star Rail. I played that game day one. I don't remember a single issue with the game. However, Wuthering Waves has had whole mega threads. This is a 4.5 thousand comment mega thread on all the issues people are having. Some of them with mobile users. There have been some client issues. I'll admit I've had some issues myself. The game has crashed a couple times while I've been playing it. I had a couple of problems launching the game, but nothing that would like ruin my player experience. Overall, I still enjoyed it. But anyways, let's talk about what we're getting for the improvements. So this is translated from Chinese social media. So this isn't confirmed confirmed that we will get on global, but from what I read here, obviously we get the 10 times radiant tide, which is the 10 pulls that we got earlier today. And then they also highlighted here a standard character selector 5-star, which is apparently supposed to be sent to everybody on May 26th, and it will be available for a year. So everyone who starts playing the game in between now and 2025 will receive the selector, which is huge if it's true. And the last thing here is a skip function for these story missions, which they already had a skip function, which I honestly felt like was good enough. I could skip all the side quests and I didn't have a care in the world. And if there is a single Genshin Impact dev watching this, actually, please take note. I know you won't, but it's fine. They added a skip function. I think that's because their main highlight is obviously their combat. I'll be honest, story was a little weak. Now let's quickly touch on these optimizations to the skip function. So they're going to modify the skip button icon. Don't really care. Significantly expand the skip range of the main storyline. I think is a primary point that we should really look at there. Because if we can skip a large majority of the main story, that would be huge. We can apparently skip the prologue and the first act. I mean, that's gigantic, if that's true. However, they also say here, due to technical limitations, skipping cutscenes in the storyline is not currently feasible. So they kind of contradict themselves because they say that they can skip the prologue on the first act, but it's also not feasible for them to skip the storyline. So maybe that's just poor translation because this is a English translation, but I feel like those 2 points kind of counteract each other. So I'm not 100% sure if we're going to be getting a skip button for the main story, but I surely hope we do. Because to be honest, I mean, I don't care for the main story. I was bored out of my mind. No hate on any voice actors, but some of those voices, and I'm not going to name any specifically, but some of them were just grueling to listen to. Absolutely grueling to listen to. And other than the skip function, you know, they're going to optimize combat experience, which I already feel like the combat experience is pretty good, so I'm perfectly happy with it. They're making more ongoing development and optimizations for the version, and including enhancing some NPC art, adding a layered map feature, and introducing more resonator transformative gameplay. Honestly, it is just great that they are acknowledging feedback. That is amazing. This whole post right here has me so hopeful for the future of the game. It lets us know that the developers are listening to our worries and our wants, and that they're going to continue to provide us with the best gameplay experience possible. Because you know what, as a Genshin player who has experienced neglect for the last 3 years, it feels really good to finally have acknowledgement. You know, Genshin's 4.7 update came out today, and as far as I know, I still don't think they fixed a single issue. That being said, I didn't watch the live stream because I didn't care enough. But from what I see here on Twitter, it looks just more like a bunch of crappy events, some new characters, which I don't care about. And I think they gave a teaser for Natlan, which could be cool, which could be really cool. And you know what? I may go back to the game if they drop that. But anyways, guys, that's going to be all for me today. Thank you so much for watching our video, and I'm going to see you all in the next one. Peace.